The Patch Watch is a regular sort of bulletin that they keep on each update that comes out for Star Citizen. And the idea behind it is these are the things that are coming into this update that are not secrets that we're going to have you discover yourself. They're not things that are on the release view, big name features that might show up like a planet or a new game mechanic. But they are still worth your time, worth knowing about. We do want to communicate that these things are changing because these are important things. And so 4.0's Patch Watch, I think, is going to be a bit thick because I do think there are some interesting things going in there. One of the things I was really hoping, surprisingly, would go in there would be the quantum travel rework, which, as we get into the Patch Watch, you'll see is not quite there, but we are getting some level of the quantum travel update. So mainly I wanted to bring you in here to talk about the economy update, which they talk about here, happening in 4.0, because an economy update's a big deal. Everybody should know about that. And we've been going over these monthly reports for months now, years almost, since they started the economy team last year in 2023. We've been going and seeing how they've been slowly updating prices, and now it sounds like they're going to implement that. So first, the quantum travel update here, basically updating quantum drives to be rated in 3 different ways: maximum quantum travel speed, acceleration rate to reach maximum quantum travel speed, and quantum fuel consumption. This is very similar to a lot of the other changes that they're making nowadays, which seem to, I don't want to say simplify things, but make things more officially referenceable. So in the same way, like we see them creating stats for resources, we see them creating quantifiable stats for components and stuff like that. So if quantum drives are now going to be rated based on acceleration, time, and all that stuff, that at least gives us some sign that they've got the finalized quantum travel model that they want to do done and good. The way that they know, like we've seen 3 or 4 reworks to quantum travel. We know at this point that whatever it is that they're working on for quantum travel should be in a pretty good place if they know they want to calibrate their quantum drives based off of that. What this doesn't mean is that quantum travel is getting a rework. It'll be introducing new variations in maximum speeds, acceleration times, and fuel consumptions across each drive, but it's not going to actually physically change, which is really what we've been waiting for. So the reason we came here, the economy. Now, we had a talk with Nick and Elliot on missions and economy back in August, I think it was. And it was a good talk. They told us some good things, talked about the Star Sim or quantum simulation. They talked about player-given missions. They talked about missions replicating themselves, how the economy builds in, all that kind of stuff. But we still haven't really seen it implemented. We've seen the effort versus reward stuff implemented. A little bit of the mission payout stuff has been implemented, new prices on ships. But if you go back to like pick a monthly report, give me a month. Anybody, somebody, give me any month of the year. Search. All right. Star Citizen search monthly report. It's going to be embarrassing if it doesn't work. Let's see. Economy. Rebalancing commodities. So rebalancing prices, making sure they are a scalable algorithm that will work with other systems like crafting. Economy are currently involved in the design of reputation and org progression and are starting to balance the time and cost of auto-loading freight elevators. They also provided support for cargo missions. Okay, here's a big one. Finally, a comprehensive list of all intended resource source, transformers, and sinks were created to help ensure the economy is stable for the long haul. This is actually like one of the bigger lines. Search was a great choice. This is one of the biggest lines in the economy all year, in my opinion. This shows that they are categorizing points of interest to be places that either receive or send out cargo missions, receive or send out goods, commodities, and the like. But you can see even here that they are talking about rebalancing costs and payments and payouts and all this stuff. And it seems like 4.0 might be the time we get to see a big chunk of that come in. Here's what they say. As mentioned when introducing previous economy updates, keeping the in-game economy balanced is crucial to ensuring a fair and enjoyable experience for everyone. This ongoing process requires careful adjustments, especially as we gear up to add Pyro, a high-risk, high-reward star system. To support this, we're releasing a major overhaul of the in-game economy that will impact almost every aspect of Star Citizen, providing a more cohesive and sustainable framework for your journey through the verse. It's a big deal. I'm not even up to date on what's been the most recent economy updates recently, but I don't think they've done a ton with pricing, right? They just changed the ship prices for the most part. So we continue. We started with the ship cargo manifest balancing. Okay, I remember that. That was when everybody was running the salvage missions and you'd get like boxes on boxes of drugs along with that salvage, which was pretty nice. For example, finding a Hulsey full of Widow can happen, but it will be rare, bringing us closer to the balanced trade system we envision. I like that. I like it when it's rare, but I like it when it can happen. Next, we rebalance the prices for vehicle components and consumable weapons. I was just like, what's been in the game? And he's just listing it all out anyways. For example, missiles and bombs are now significantly more expensive to better reflect their power. Make each deployment of your A2 count, as the power of a Moab now comes with an investment that matches its immense destructive force. I wonder how much it costs. We also rebalanced quantum and hydrogen fuel prices to account for the quantum travel adjustments mentioned above. These updates are designed to create a more authentic experience, especially for all you long-distance cargo haulers out there. Okay, but maybe make it so that we can refuel each other too, because that is not working very well right now. FPS gear received similar treatment with price adjustments also touching on ammo, weapon attachments, and consumables, ensuring that these essentials fit the economic balance overall. We reworked the code of every mission, old and new, to align with our updated effort versus reward mechanic, ensuring a balanced experience across the board. This also covers special in-game events, which will offer a higher reward compared to regular missions. So I'm trying to figure out where they switch from the things that we already did to the things that we've done for 4.0. Are they saying all of these things are 4.0 things? Because I feel like this was something that has already happened. And they said, next we did this. So like, what of this is actually already in? All right, where are we? Because I still don't know really what parts are or are not done, but I'm going to assume maybe they say it in here or it is all planned to be in there by 4.0. Let's see. Reworking the code for every mission, old and new, to align with the updated effort and reward mechanic, ensuring a balanced experience across the board. This also covers special. We already read that. Okay. We looked at all commodities in the game, including their prices, what box they're available in, where players can sell them, their price elasticity. Oh, that's an important metric. And how available they should be. We then adjusted and in some cases completely reworked them to create a better and more fluid trade experience. This will keep trading gameplay more competitive no matter what size of cargo ships players are running. These changes affect every shop and every commodity in the game, benefiting traders, salvagers, and miners alike. We've also categorized commodities into hauling grades to suit various ship sizes, making trade routes more rewarding and specialized. This gives the impression that there is some dynamicism to the economy and to prices. So price elasticity is, I'm pretty sure, just the idea of how much a good can change in a certain amount of time or something like that. That being something that they're tracking might mean that they're tracking it so that it can be used later. But the way they're talking about this does kind of sound like they expect things to change a little bit as we go. And from what we've already had commodities that supposedly change at certain points. I don't know if those are based on player input at all, but they change at different times. Specifically like fireworks and waste. I think whatever comes up on that journal update you get on your mobiGlas, that is changing prices. But this sounds like locking in all of the commodities and understanding how their prices can change relative to each other, which sounds like a big chunk of the work needed to make sure that an economy works. Not sure they're just kind of passing over it here on a patch watch. So maybe I'm reading too much into it. But it seems like a big update to the economy. It's not quite enough to make a big conclusion, but it does kind of imply. This gives the impression they gave up on the quanta and are just adjusting numbers. No, they've Well, the idea that depends on what you mean by quanta. I think that the quantum simulation will still be there, but I do see the possibility of quanta as the actual data points not being what they used to be. Because they're definitely still using probability volumes, which is a big part of quantum. To me, I think there's no way they can set up their own star sim, their own simulation of the economy with price changes and things based on data without first setting the baseline like this. The list of rentable vehicles was also updated, for example, with the Banu Defender and Freelancer Max. For Pyro, we focused on the high-risk, high-reward concept with new minables and unique rewards within contested zones. Pyro outposts are now filled with contextual items suited to the harsh environment, along with rare items for those brave enough to explore the system's most dangerous reaches. This includes a new Pico knife holder. That's good. We've been playing on 4.0 and in Pyro the last couple of weeks, and it's extremely empty because obviously it's not finished. It's going to be interesting to see just how much stuff and how organically they can scatter it around these spaces. We made all these changes because our goal is to keep progress wipes to a minimum after this update. There they go. They're hitting on that point again. They really want to keep progress wipes down, it seems. That's why adjusting the economy to keep things balanced and engaging for the long haul is essential. We want your journey to feel rewarding every step of the way. So when Alpha 4.0 drops in, dive in, play, trade, move those valuable goods, and let us know what you think of the new adjustments. We're excited to hear your feedback. We will see if we're able to do all those things on day one of 4.0. It should be an interesting launch. But yeah, this could be a significant economic update to the game. I don't know how much of this stuff is already in the game. I know that they did some of the ship cargo manifest balancing, that's for sure. I know that they did a little bit of the mission stuff with the effort versus reward. This is what they were talking about in August, and I think some of that came in 3.24, some of it in 3.24.2, and the rest of it maybe in 4.0. And I know that they did a little bit of the ammo and weapon balancing in shops. So some of this is in the game, some of it is not. But I think the point they're trying to make here is overall, we've been doing this economic update for the last however long amount of time. And this 4.0 is going to be where we cap that off and say, here you go, here's the new economy. For now, I don't think this is including their simulation. And economies are always changing. They're always going to be updating things. But I think this is their chance to say, here's a big update to the economy, and it's culminating in 4.0. So hopefully this gives us a chance to, with a wipe, I would assume, really start to test out how earn rates versus your ability to purchase things are being delivered in Star Citizen. That's going to be a big answer, because a lot of times things don't seem quote unquote worth it because the money that you get from that mission might not buy you very much. Well, if they're dropping prices for things, suddenly that mission might be worth it at a certain level. And then vice versa, other missions might not be worth it because now they've been updated, components been updated, prices have been updated, and you realize it doesn't get you much buying power as you want it. So that is the first patch watch for 4.0. We are sure to see more and more over the next month as we get closer to this patch coming out, but I do think they are going to hit their 2024 goal, whether they like it or not. Not summer of 24, no, not just a couple months later from 2024 in, I think it was June or July, Jared had said. No, not Q3, not October, not November, but December 2024. Gonna hit that goal. God, I hope they actually do. Either way, if you want to see more of these patch watches, swing by, come hang out, ask a question or two, and we'll go over them as they keep releasing.